database management system is the today's session, or the one of the JTO subject is database management system. Actually, database management system is the subject is under in the computer science perspective. There are a lot of other subject also in computer science. One of the important subject is the database management system. Our syllabus like that. Database system. Database management system consists of the sections: database, data model, different data models, relational algebra and normalization, statistical quality level, distributed and object-oriented basis, introduction to relational model, normalization and query processing, recovery, concurrency and management, last database security. So, for chapter-wise classification is database and different models, relational model, relational algebra, normalization process, SQL and query processing languages, transaction and concurrency. These are our planning to discuss these portions under in 6 chapter-wise topic. Okay. So today is the first class. It's lecture 1. Chapter 1, database model. Consists of the lecture 1, database management system. What is data or database? Or database management system. Okay. It's the introduction. What is data? Data. We know that data is everything, everywhere is a common thing. The definition for data is any known fact about an entity. Any known fact about an entity is the data. Entity or object. Entity or object means, what is an entity or object? Object means anything in the real world. Any object, anything in the real world is the object or entity. So any known fact about an entity is the data. For example, 15, 20, 25, 75, these are the data. There is nothing meaning. What is information? After that, information. Information is the processor data is the information. It is simply we know that meaningful data is called information. The example is 25, 27, 28, 32, 33, 35, 31. These are the data. And I am going to meaningful or providing the meaning that this is first number, this is a second number, this is third number, this is a fourth number, fifth number, sixth number, seventh number, or the first numbers or first person age is 25, second person age is 27, third person age is 28, like that. These are meaningful information. So meaningful information is the information. Meaningful data is called information. Then object. Object means anything in the real world. Object can have some characteristics and behavior. For example, orange. Orange is an object. Object have characteristics and behavior. What is the characteristic of orange? Orange have shape in round shape. Like that, orange behavior have some taste like that. So any object can have characteristic and behavior. What is entity? Entity is an object. Example, fan, student, employee. These are the entity. Then what is record? Record is the interrelated data among entities known as record. Interrelated data. What is interrelated? One data is related to other thing, such that this related data is form some information. For examples, for a students consist of attributes like that. Student have name, number, Student can have name, student can have mark, student can have grade. So interrelated data is number 111, name ABC, mark 70, grade C. This is the entire raw information or interrelated data is called records of a students or records, simply records of data. So raw in a tabular model, raw value is known as a record. What is database? Database. Database is a set of records. Set of records. For example, this is a first record. This is the second record. So record is the set of database is the set of records. What is database management system? Okay. Up to this, there is a definition for database management system. This is the definition. Definition means database management system is a software. It is a software that used to create the data, manipulate the data, delete and maintain data in a database. In database, what is database management system? It is a software that is used to create and manipulate data in a database. Is the software. For example, Oracle is the software. Oracle is a database management software. Microsoft Access is another database management system software. SQL is another database management system, DBMS software. SQL database 2, DB2 is another example. MySQL is another example. Ingress is another example of database management system software. Next, we are going to classification of database management system. Classification. There are different type of classifications. First one is the classification based on how data or who data is developed. Means the purpose of storing the data. First classification consists of OLTP. OLTP. OLTP consists of online transaction processing. Online transaction processing. Second one is online analytical processing. What is the difference between them? Online transaction processing is the data used for management of current information, current data value management. For example, railway reservation system, train information system, flight reservation, flight information system. So management and maintenance of current data management system consists of online transaction processing system. So current information processing under in online transaction processing system. Second one is the classification online analytical processing. Online analytical processing consists of historical data management system. Historical means already data is stored in a huge database. Database consists of hard disk. Is also known as a SAN network. SAN means storage area network. Storage area network consists of array of or list of hard disk. List of or array of hard disk consists of huge amount of data is already stored in a year and year ago. Examples in a university students information system. So historical data processing data management system is under in online analytical processing. In this, only reading only done because already data is stored. So for obtaining a particular information or for particular data, it is known as data retrieving process. Data retrieving means getting a particular information for a particular student. It is also known as data mining. It is also known as data mining. Data mining.
पहले नेट
Data,
में फॉल्ट ट्रांसलेशन करते हैं और नेट की केस
data mining means retrieving or getting a particular students or information in a particular area or particular students in a historical perspective. So these are the one of the classification. Online transaction processing system. Second one is online analytical processing system. Okay. Second classification. Another classification 2 is consist of commercial database. Second classification consists of set of database system. First one is in 2. Classification under 2 consists of first one is commercial database. Second, document database. Third one, temporal database. Fourth one, GIS database. Fifth one, multimedia database, distributed database, deductive database. Last one is active database. Okay, what is mean by commercial database? Actually, this classification under what data to be stored based on this classification in based on what data to be stored. What data means first one is commercial database. What is commercial database? Commercial database consists of storage items such as alphanumeric information, alphabets and numbers for purpose of business application. Business application data is stored in a commercial database system. Okay. Second one is document database. What is document database? Document database. What is document database? Document database is the also known as content management system. Content management system. What is content management system? For example, Wikipedia software. We know that anything or everything about a particular thing in Wikipedia. So Wikipedia consists of lot of information in a document manner. So Wikipedia database is also known as a document database. Document database. Okay. Then third one is temporal database. What is temporal database? Temporal database. Temporal database means it is the time aspects of data is stored. Time aspect of data is to be stored. For example, for a time being, the importance of data is changed. For example, railway reservation time, railway time, train time, reservation system, etc. are the examples of or flight reservation system, flight timing, flight position is the changing each and every minute or second. Within a second, data importance of data is varying. So such a type of data is stored in a temporal database. Temporal database. Okay, next one is GIS database. What is GIS? GIS means Geographical Information System database. Geographical Information System. Geographical Information System database is the information about a land or a city. We know that Google Map consists of GIS database, Geographical Information System database. Next one is multimedia database. Multimedia database consists of different types of media, consists of audio, video, sound, etc. That database can store such a type of database known as multimedia database. Sixth one is distributed database. What is distributed data? Distributed data, for example, in railway, in Indian railway, the information is distributed in different zones. We know that Hyderabad zone, Chennai zone, Bangalore zone. There are different three zones. These are connected in a distributed manner. What is the advantages of distributed database? If this is the Chennai zone, it's a Hyderabad zone, Bangalore zone. Suppose Chennai zone is down. This server is down. The information is retrieved from another zone, Hyderabad or Bangalore zone. This is the benefit of distributed system. What's the limitation for distributed system? All information in this also can store here and also need to store here also. Bangalore information, Bangalore zone data also need to store in a Chennai zone and Hyderabad zone. Similarly, Hyderabad zone data required to zone in a Chennai zone and Bangalore zone. So every information can store everywhere or every server is the problems of distributed database system. It's the limitation of distributed system. So distributed database means the data is distributed in a different field or different server or different zone is the such a type of is the distributed database system. Seventh one is deductive database. Deductive means it is the data is retrieved. What is retrieved? The data getting from database is known as data retrieving. The data retrieving process is based on the deductive method. For example, we know that A equal to B, B equal to C, then we have to write A equal to C. This is the data retrieving method. So such a type of data is stored in a database is the deductive database. Okay. The last one is active database. What is active database? Active database is the any other thing database. Database means anything we can store. Okay. In triggering method or any other method, we have to store the data is the active database. These are the classification. What is the idea behind this classification? What type of data is to be stored? First one is commercial means. Commercial means alphanumeric or business purpose data is to be stored in commercial database. Second one is document means content management system. Wikipedia example is the document database management system. Third one is temporal database. Is temporal database means the importance of data is varying from time to time. Such a type of data is stored is known as temporal database management system. Then fourth one is GIS, Geographical Information System Database. Fifth one is multimedia database. Sixth one is distributed database. Seventh one is deductive database. Eighth one is active database. These are the another classification. Okay. Classification again come later. Then what is the steps of database design? Design steps of database. What is the design steps of database? First one, requirement collection and evaluation. Step one of database design step. Design steps of database. Requirement collection and evaluation. Second one is conceptual design. Third one is pictorial representation. Pictorial representation is also known as ER diagram. ER diagram, entity relational diagram, is the pictorial representation, is third steps. Fourth step, logical design, means conversion of RDBMS into set of tables. We have to everything discuss in detail, no problem. Fifth step is evaluation. Evaluation means functional dependency normal form. Sixth step, SQL, means requirement analysis and validation of data. Then seventh step is physical design. Then finally, file structure is the design steps of database. First one is requirement collection. Second one is conceptual design. Third one is pictorial representation. Fourth one is logical design. Fifth one, evaluation. Sixth one, SQL, means requirement analysis and validation of data. Then physical design. Then final file structures. These are the design steps of database management system. Okay. Then another classification. Classification, we are continuing. First, third classification, how data is stored. How data is stored is the another classification. How the common data stored in the model is known as tabular model. Means there is a lot of data. There is a lot of data. That data is stored in a tabular model. Tabular model. There is a lot of data is stored in a table manner. This is a common one of the method of storing the information is known as a RDBMS. What is RDBMS? RDBMS or these type of classifications based on how data is stored. How data is stored. First one is table method. This table method is known as the RDBMS. Very, very important thing. RDBMS. What is RDBMS? Relational database management system. Relational database management system. RDBMS. What is relational table? This is a table one. Table is known as relational or RDBMS. It is developed in or starting in 1998. It is a mathematical model. Relation means table. Table is known as a relation. Table is also known as relation. It is a mathematical model of data storing. Mathematical model of data storing. It consists of entity relation diagram. What is the table model? For example, students number, students name, student mark, grade. These store in this tabular model. This tabular model. This is known as a RDBMS model. Students number consists of 111. Students name A, B, C, mark 70, grade A, 112. Next students B, C, D, 8, 60, B. This manner data is stored in a RDBMS model. Relational database management system. Relational database is a very important thing and it is a very popular thing. Actually, 90% softwares are an RDBMS. 90% software. Oracle, Microsoft Access, SQL Server, database, DB2, Oracle are the common database software. Is the Oracle is the 100% RDBMS software. RDBMS means data stored in a table manner. Table is known as relation. Table is known as relation. Okay. Table is known as relation.
So why you are called RDBMS as a mathematical model?
Yes, it
Why
is
you are
also known
call
as a mathematical model consists of many
how
relations
how
between.
how,
Mathematical
sir?
model means we have to connect different mathematical operation. For example, union, intersection, etc. We have to join different tables in a mathematically.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. This is also known as a mathematical model. In mathematical model or RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, table is known as relation. This is the table is also known as relation or table or relation. So there are many table. We have to join, combine, and different mathematical operation we have to do. So it is known as a mathematical model. Okay. Then second classification, object relational database management system. This the important one is the RDBMS. RDBMS is the important one, and 90% of softwares are in Oracle database. Oracle database is the 90%. Oracle is 100%, and 90% of the all database softwares are in RDBMS software. Next one is, second one is the object-oriented object-oriented relational database management system. Means database plus object-oriented concept. Developed in 1999. Means database plus object-oriented concept. We know that C++ object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is the concept is like that: abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, data hiding, class, objective are the different concept in object-oriented. So database plus object-oriented is known as a object-oriented database. And third one is also a similar one. Object-oriented database management system means is the consist of
Sir,
some concurrency
sir,
operations.
sir,
Object
what is after object? What is R? Means what is the meaning of R after O?
object relational database management system.
Okay, and it is a abstract. क्या है sir? What is this?
Abstract means object oriented concept. In C++, there are object oriented
Okay,
concept. So our database consists of some object oriented concept like that: abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, etc. Also included in database is the object relational database management system. Third one is also similar one: object-oriented database management system. Object-oriented database management system is the object-oriented plus database management system. This is the latest or advanced one developed in 2001 to 2000. Consists of consistency, transaction management, concurrency control, also used in this OO database management system, object-oriented database management system. So every files in terms of an object, every files consist of in terms of an object. These are the another classification. Next one is ER diagram. ER diagram is another important thing. ER model. Okay. I have to detail about the ER diagram. Before that, we are also summarizing, or another thing is data model in database management system. A data model in database management system is a concept of tools that are developed in summarize the description of database. Is the data model. Means data model is the database management system is the concept of tools that are developed to summarize the description of database. The data model consists of three models classified into three types. First one is conceptual data model. Second one is representational data model. Third one is physical data model. Conceptual data model means conceptual data model is a data model. It describes the database at a very high level or user level. User level, interaction level is the conceptual or top level. Is useful to understand the needs and requirement of the database. In this model, that is used to requirement gathering process, that is before the database designer start the making the particular database. What such a particular model is entity or relationship or ER model. ER model specialize the entities, relationship, even the attribute which are used by the database designers, etc. Means the conceptual model is the topmost model. Topmost conceptual model is the topmost model. User can interact these layers. User 1, user 2, user 3. Every user can interact this conceptual level. In below that, this is second level, is known as a representational data model. This type of data model is used to represent only the logical part of database and does not represent the physical structure of the database. Means logical part of the database undergoing in representation model. What is physical structure? Physical structure is actually the how data is stored in a data, means in a disk is the physical structure. So does not represent physical structure or does not violate or does not affect the physical structure is the representation model. Representation model is the logical part of the database. Physical model is actual data is stored in a bottommost level. Ultimately, all the data in a database stored in a physically on a secondary storage device such as a disk or tape. In early stage, earlier type in nowadays disk. These stored in the form of files, records, and certain other data such as it has all the information of the format in which files are present and the structure of the database. Presence of external data structures and the relation to each other. Means we know that there are three levels. Conceptual level, conceptual model, its topmost level. Second one is representation model. Representation model. Topmost level is the physical model. In physical model, the actual data means that in a disk structure, the data is stored. What is how to data is stored? We know that integer stored in a numbers stored in a integers. Numbers can be stored by using integers. Name can be stored by using characters. Mark can be stored in a floating point. This is the abstract view or physical actual view of storing the data. Physical store in a data type manner. This information cannot require to know the users. User comes in only in a conceptual level. Actually, the representation model is intermediate model of conceptual model and physical model. These are the data models in DBMS. It is specified in your syllabus. Data model. Okay. The data model defined as the integral collections. What is data model? It's the integral collections of concept for describing and manipulating data, relation between data, and constraints on the data in an organization is the data model. What is data model? Defined as integrated collections of concept of describing and manipulating relation between data and constraints on the data in an organization. Different types of data models are object-based data model, physical data model, record-based data model.
Sir, what is the constraints on the data in an organization.
What is
Constraints on the data in an organization?
constant or constraints?
Ha,
Oh,
your
constraints.
written
Okay.
constraints.
Constraints means some conditional requirements to satisfy the data is the constraints. Constraints,
Okay.
conditional
Which
requirement to
type of
satisfy the
constraints?
constraints means conditional requirement to attain some conditions.
Which type of conditions, sir?
Uh, for example, simply JTO salary is greater than TTA salary. Is the simplest one of the condition. To maintain JTO salaries greater than of TTA salaries. Is the constraints on the data in an organization. Different types of data models. First one is object-based data model. Consists of object-based data model uses concepts such as a entity, attribute, and relationship. Entity means anything in the real world. Attribute means property of an entity. Relationship means association between them. So, entity, attribute, and relationship. Second one is physical data model. Physical data model is describe how data is stored in a computer. Physical means in the name indication how physically store in the data is means a physical data. Physical means physically data model describe how data is stored. Third one is record based data model. Record means our relation model, tabular model means this is the record based model. Record model means RDBMS model. RDBMS, this is the record 1, this is the record 2. Means the interrelated data among entity is the records. So record means tabular time model storing is the record based model. So record based on logical model used to describing data at a logical and view levels. Okay. Similar thing, another definition. Data model is defined how logical structure of database modeled. Data models are fundamental entities to introduce abstraction in DBMS. Data models define how data is connected to each other and how they are processed and stored inside the system. Data model is a fundamental entities to introduce abstraction in a database management system, DBMS system. Data models define how data is connected to each other and how they are processed and stored inside the system. The very first data model could be flat data model, where all the data used are to be kept in a same plane. Data model is defined as the integrated collections of concepts of describing and manipulating data, relationship between data, and constraints on the data in an organization. Constraints means to attain a certain condition to data manipulating. Okay. Okay. Types of database. The different types of database is the last definition. We have discussed about data model. Okay. There are
Hello, sir.
data hierarchical database model, network database model, object-oriented database model, relation database model, NoSQL database model. We have to discuss. Okay. That is, organization of data in a different model is the database model. Means first one is hierarchical database model. Second one, network database model. Third one is object-oriented database model. Fourth one, relation database. And then fifth one is NoSQL database model. What is hierarchical database model? Look at the picture. The diagram consists of top level entities is a university. University consists of department as well as administration. Departments consist of students, faculty, resources, branches, etc. This type of data storing mechanism is the hierarchical. Hierarchical means the topmost authority is university, under which consists of department and administration. Department consists of students, faculty, resources, branches, etc. This type of model is hierarchical database model. Second one is network database model. Network means this type of data means connecting different type of links is used to data is stored in a network model. Network is, for example, universities connected in department and administration. Department is connected to students, faculty, resources. Then it's a club. Club is connected to students and also faculty and also resources. So different type of connections are existed. This type is the network. For example, this another one is the examples. This is a four thing. We have to connect a different thing. For example, A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. These are four things we have to differently connected. This is the network model. Third one is object-oriented model. Object-oriented is the in a C++ programming structured model. That is a person. A person consists of name, phone number, email address, etc. A person may be type of person. That type of person is a students. Person may be a students. Person of type may be a professor. Students have a roll number, average mark is eligible to enroll. These are the constraints or properties or entities of a student. Instead of this, a professor consists of salary, qualification, experience, etc. are the quality of a professor's. Okay. Then person lives at means where do we lives? Consists of address, street, city, state, postal, country. These type of data storage object-oriented model. Object-oriented model. Fourth one is relation database model. What is relation? Table is known as relation. Okay. This tabular model means is roll number, students, mark. This is the one students or row, second row, third row. Similarly, another table. Similarly, another table. This type of different models of data. Different model means different tabular data is stored. This is the relational database model. This is also known as RDBMS model. Last is NoSQL model. NoSQL is originally referring to non-SQL or non-relational database model. That is provide a mechanism to store and retrieve data. Up to this, first one, second one, third one, fourth one. First one is hierarchical, second one is network, third one is object-oriented, and fourth one is relational model. This is the another different model. That different model is used to store and retrieval of data. This data is model is means that more than one tabular relations are used to relation model. What is that?
Sir, your voice not hearing.
What is the advantage of NoSQL model? There are many advantages of working in a non-SQL database model such as MongoDB and Sandra. The main advantages of high scalability and high availability. These are the server of the different database. Disadvantage means open source database, Graphical user interfaces are not available. Backup is a weak point for some non-SQL database and large document size. Okay, this is just telling only.
Sir, first of all, please explain what is NoSQL. Then we can get anything. Otherwise, we are unable to understand.
Okay, sir. What do you tell? First of all, you want?
SQL.
What is NoSQL?
Okay.
What
SQL
is
means
SQL?
okay. SQL is a structured query language. Structured query language is a one of the method we have to we have to study. SQL consists of SQL is a structured query language. It is a query language that is used to create and
What is
maintain.
query, sir?
Query means it is a
Question mark.
it is a language. Query language is a language.
Query है ना? It is a query.
Query.
Yeah.
Yes,
Query
yes, you are
language.
right.
Query language.
Okay, sir.
Query language. Query language
Okay.
is a language.
RY.
Is a RY. Query language is a language that is used to retrieve data in a database. It
Okay.
consists of three different things. Data definition language, data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language. Is the three different things. We have to detail out to study. Okay. Then we are going to another thing is entity.
Hey.
Could you mute? Everyone, please mute. Please mute. Okay. Okay, sir. Please continue, sir.
Okay. Then we have to study out the entity and relation between them. What is entity? This is an exam point of view. Entity means anything in the real world. Anything, any object, anything in the real world. For example, fan is an entity. Fan is a object. Another entity is students is an entity. Students is another object. So anything in the real world is an entity. That is something that exists and can be distinguished from other entity. Entity is a something that exists and can be distinguished from other entity. Another one is the example is employee. Employee is another entity. Salary is another entity. Account is another entity. So these are the entity. Entity means anything in the real world. And we know that fan, students, and employee, these are our viewable entity. Viewable entity is known as a tangible entity. Tangible entity, viewable entity. Salary we cannot see. We cannot see in salary. We have to get, but we have to provide, we have to transfer, but we cannot see in. Is salary. Account also we cannot see in, but we have a account, we have a account number, we have a account type. So salary and account are the intangible entity. So entity can be two type, tangible and intangible. Next one is entity set. Mean set of entity of same type. Set of entity of same type is the entity set. For example, all students entity in a college is the entity set. All students in entities, all students entity in a college is the entity set. This is the entity. Entity set need not be distinguished. Entity set need not be disjoint. For example, person may be, some person may be customers, some person may be employer or employee. So type of entity. Type of entity, we have two type of entity. What are the tangible and intangible? We have to see in our eye. Is the tangible. We cannot see using eye is the intangible. So based on this, we have to distinguish a entity type is a physical entity. Physical entity means we can see. We can see students, customer, employee, fan are the examples of physical entity. What is conceptual entity? Conceptual cannot be seen. Cannot be seen. Example, salary, course, sale, account. These are the, we cannot see these. We cannot see these. We cannot see this type of entity is the conceptual entity or conceptual existence of entity. And what is the relation? Relation means here association or connection between entity is an association among two or more entity is the relation. For example, faculty is an entity, students is an entity. What's the relation between them? Faculty take course for students. Faculty take course for students is the relation between them. So what is the relation? It is a association among two or more entity. Association, it is an association of among two or more entity is the relationship. For example, faculty and students. Relationship set. What is the relationship set? Relationship set is a set of relationship of same type. Set of relationship of same type is a relationship set. Next one is attribute. Attribute means it is a characteristics of an entity. It is a property of an entity is the attribute. For example, here a student. Student is an entity. The property of a student, what is the property of a student? Number, name, mark, grade, sex, etc. are the student's property or characteristics. This characteristic is known as attribute of a student. Then what is the domain of an attribute? Attribute is domain value of an attribute means it is a permitted value of a set of possible value of an attribute. What possible value or permitted value means here number. Number consists of only integers. Integer. Name consists of characters. Mark float or integers. Float or integer. Grade is an alphabet only. Alphabet. So what is the domain of an attribute? Domain of an attribute is a permitted value of a set of possible values as an attribute. Okay. This is the relational model. Relational model consists of, this is the student. Students is what is an entity name. And attribute name, number, name,
Sir, please
mark.
describe integer, float, integer. One more time, sir. Integer, character, float, integer, alphabet. What is, sir? Please describe properly, sir.
Okay, this is the domain of an attribute. Domain of an attribute means a set of possible values. Okay, and another one is, it is the another type of definition is that it is a permitted value of an entity is known as domain attribute. Permitted value means number consists of only integers. We cannot say ABCD. ABCD is the characters. Students number can only integers. We cannot, students number cannot be, instead of numbers we
Okay,
cannot
sir.
be
Now
placed.
understand. Okay, sir. Now understand properly.
Okay.
Number means number only
Number,
integer
it is a
and name
permitted
only.
value. Permitted value. Name is a characters. Mark is a float or integer. Grade is an alphabets only. Simple
Okay, sir.
alphabet
Now,
only. Okay,
now
so it
understood,
is,
sir.
okay. Permitted value is called domain of an attribute. This is the relation model. This is a relation model consists of number, name, mark, grade, consists of the values 111, Arjun 70, C 112, Varun 80, B, etc. This is the relation model. Relation model, the row values called tuple is asked in a JTO exam. RDBMS, students, number, name, mark, grade. One, Arun 60, D 112, Varun 70, C 7, 80, B. Okay, here students is known as entity. Here name, number, name, mark, grade is known as attribute. Entity and attribute. Okay. Here, how many number of attributes are there? How many number of attributes?
Four.
Four. Okay, 4. So the degree of a table is 4. Degree of a table is 4. What is degree? Number of attributes is known as degree. Number of attributes is called degree. This is the record. What is record? This is another record. This is the another record. What is record? What is record? The row value is the table is called record. This is the first record, the second record, third record. Okay. The record is, what is record? Row value in a table is called record, or interrelated data among entities known as record. Row value in a table is called record, or interrelated data among entities called record. Here 3 records are there. In RDBMS, what is RDBMS? Relational database, RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Relational Database Management System. record is known as tuple. Tuple. Raw value in a table is called tuple. Raw value in a table is called tuple. What is column value? What is column value? Hello? What is column values in a
Degree.
table? No. Column values known as attribute.
Attributes.
Attribute. What is degree? What is
4.
degree?
Number
What?
of attributes.
Number of
Degree
attributes.
means
Number of attributes.
Number of attribute is the degree. Number of attribute is known as degree. Here, how much degree? 4. How much degree is the 4? Number of attribute is known as degree. Here, attribute consists of column values. Row values is the tuple. Row values another also known as record. Okay. These
Can
are
you
the
repeat, sir?
important.
What is tuple? Sir, what is tuple?
Tuple. Row value in a table. This is the row value. This is the row value. The row
Okay,
value in a table is tuple. This is the tuple one. Tuple one. This is the tuple 2. This is the tuple 3. Row values in a table is tuple. Okay. Clear?
Sir, tuple is also called as record, na?
Yes, yes. This is a record 1. This is a record 1, record 2, record 3. This is a record 1, record 2, record 3. Record 1, record 2, record 3. Row value is also known as record. Is also known as tuple. Okay. Okay. We are going to next topic. What's the relation? Relation. What is mean by relationship? Means connection between two entities. What is entity? Anything in the real world. So relationship consists of as connection between two means association among two or more entity. Association of two or more entities known as relationship. Association of two or more entity. So next we are going to type of relationship. Type of relationship. First one is unary relationship. Unary means actually this is the students. This is the entity. Entity is represented in rectangle. This is represented in rectangle. Students. Number name. This is the attribute. Attribute is represented in oval. Attribute is represented using oval. So, relationship consists of unary relationship, binary relationship, ternary relationship, n-ary relationship. Okay. Unary relationship consists of only one entity. So, relationship is represented in this type of box. Okay. This type of decision box is used to represent relationship. So, unary means the relation consists of only one entity. Only one entity means employee. Employee is the entity. Employee, we know that there is a many employees in a table. Out of this, only one manager is there. That manager is known as supervisor. Means employee. If there are many employees, after this, only one of the employees supervisor from the employee. So, it's an example for unary relationship. What is relationship? Association or connecting between two or more, one or more entities known as a relationship. First one is unary relationship. Unary relationship consists of only one entity, only one entity. So, example is employee supervisor. It is also represented by using RDBMS model. RDBMS model consists of employee, employee number, employee name, employee address. Out of this, one of them is a supervisor. Okay, clear? Clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Second one.
Yes, sir.
Second one is binary relationship. What is binary? Binary. Binary means consists of two entities. For example, employee and department. Employee is the one of the entity, department is another entity. Is connected is by using this relationship. That means employee works in department. Employees, set of employees, and each of the employees works for a particular department. The work is the relationship. The relation may be hourly based employees, daily wages employees, monthly salaried employees, different type of relationship are there. Then what is binary? Binary means it consists of two entity. Then ternary. What is ternary? Ternary means it consists of three entity. For example, project, part, supplier. Project, part, supplier is connected by using supply is the relationship. Supply means project supply this part. Similarly, project supplies supplier. That is, ternary relationship is a relation that consists of three entity in a association is known as ternary relationship. 1, 2, 3. Last is n-ary relationship. N-ary means more than 4 or 3 or more means there is a relationship that consists of more than 3, 4 or more entity. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So more than one entity relationship is the n-array relationship. N-array relationship. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Sir, more than one means no. More than one means binary, ternary also there. No, sir.
More than 3. N-array is a more than 3.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, again we have to write our previous table. Students number, students name, students mark. One. Arun 60 D 112 Varun 70 C 111 Sarun 80 B 114 1114 Arun 90 A 1115 Messi 50 50 70 C. This is a table. Entity is students. What is attribute? What is attribute?
Column.
Students number, students
Student
name,
number, student
mark,
name,
grade. Students
student grade.
grade. Okay. Then, what attribute is a key attribute? What is key? Key. What is the definition for key? Key is a key means it is a set of one or more attribute. One or more attribute. That used to identify each row or tuple. Key means one or more attribute. One or more attribute that used to identify each row or tuple is a key attribute. What is key attribute? Students number is the key attribute. Am I right? If students number is key attribute, then we have to uniquely identify each students. Is correct or not?
Yes, correct.
How? It's not correct. Because if you call a student's number 1, 1, 1. Then 2 students are come forward. Who is, if you call roll number 111, then 2 students. Who is Arun come. Similarly, Sarun also come. So students number not a key, because what is key? It is a one or more attribute that used to identify each tuple uniquely. Each tuple uniquely. Each tuple uniquely identified. Each tuple uniquely identified. So students number unique cannot be uniquely identified. Then what about the students? What about the student's name? S name? S name is a key? Key or not?
No,
Why?
because same student are
two
here.
Okay.
Arun is
same name is student.
twice.
Okay. Okay. Right. Student's name is also is not a key. What about student's mark?
No,
No.
because two
Okay.
students has same mark.
Okay. What about grade?
No,
No.
because
Okay.
two students has same grade.
Then I have combined them between set of attribute. What is the key definition for key? It is a one or more set of attribute. One or more set of attribute means I have combined the student's number and the student's name. Combining between them. Student's number and student's name. Then what is the property of a key? Is it valid or not?
Yes.
Uniquely identify or not?
Yes.
Yes. Here, uniquely we can identify. Okay. So, the underlying attribute is the key attribute. Yeah. Here, key attribute consists of two attributes, student's number and student's name. Okay. Clear. This is known as a primary key attribute. Primary key. Primary key. Okay. There are different types of keys are there. Then I am going to change the table. I am going to change the table. Okay. What is now the key?
Student number.
Students,
Serial number.
yes, students number itself is a key. Okay. So primary key, what is primary key? Students number. Okay. Students number is now the key. Okay. What's the definition for key? What is the definition for primary key? What is key? It is a set of one or
Set
more,
of one or more attributes.
attribute that uniquely, it is used to uniquely identify each tuple. Each tuple or each row or each students uniquely identified. Then what is primary key? Primary key is the minimum number of attributes used to uniquely identify each tuple. Minimum.
Single is
Single may not be requires minimum. This table consists of only one. One attribute is enough to uniquely identify. So primary key. Okay. Then primary key. Then what is super key? super key. Here, student's number is a key. I am strongly used to generating a key by using student number not only but also student's name also used. This is also key. Am I right? I am generating or building a key with strongly that not only used to student's number, student's name also used. This is also key. This is known as super.
But sir, in student's number, student's name,
Also used.
there is a Arun is 2 times.
Then
How we can identify?
no combination. It is combination here.
Okay. Means combination is a super key.
Super
When
key.
we are combine 2 or 3 attributes, then it is called as a super key.
Super key. Then what is primary
So how
key?
we will recognize the primary key?
How we?
Not understand. Primary key.
Okay. What is primary key? Minimization of super key is known as primary key.
So why we didn't take the student's name as a primary key?
Student's number is a primary key because student number itself enough to identify each tuples.
So not understand, sir.
Actually here primary key is, what is primary key? Student's number only. Why? Because student's number itself is, we have to enough to uniquely identify each tuple. 111, 112, 113, 114, 115. That is student's number itself is enough to identify each tuple. So primary key is student's number only because it consists of minimum number of set of attributes, means only one set of one attributes. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what is super key? We know that super key, a primary key is student's numbers only enough. But I added such that addition is student's number with the student's name also I am used to add to generating a key. Actually, this student's name was not required, but I am adding. So such a key is known as super key because the addition means combination of student's number and student name is also is a key. This is also a key.
Sir, in super key,
Ah.
sir, in super key, can we take the attribute student name and student mark also?
Yes. Can also add.
So it didn't compulsory to assign add the primary key as a super key.
Yes, compulsory. Because
Actually, I am saying that, sir, actually, I am saying that if you are not taking serial number, means student number, we are just only taking the student name and student marks.
okay.
Then it may be called as a super key or not.
Student here, students numbers.
If we are not take a student's number.
Okay, then it is
Means in super key.
Okay, got it. Actually, here you are telling that student's name and the student's mark. Students.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is also a key. This is also a key only.
But it is not a super key.
Super key.
You are saying that it is not.
Not a super. It's not a super key.
Why, sir?
Y means what is actually primary key?
Super key should consist the primary key.
Yes. Primary key is students' numbers. That
Okay,
means
sir. Okay.
minimized super key is become a primary key.
Sir, if the serial number is repeated, whether that will be a primary key or not?
Repeated, it is not a primary key. If it is serial number is student's number is repeated, then it is not a not a primary key.
Okay, sir.
So here in this table, student's number is a primary key. Student's number, comma, student's name is a super key. Okay. What about student's name? Student's name and student's mark. Student's name and student's mark.
Candidate key.
It is only a key,
It is also a key. Uniquely
but not
identified.
super key,
Not a super key.
not a primary key.
It is a candidate key. Candidate key.
Without super key, all are called the candidate key.
Or also known as alternate key. Candidate key or alternate key. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then we have to going to stop today's class. Okay. 2 minutes we have to wait. The detailed classes tomorrow we have to discuss. Before we have to closing, we have to discuss previous JTO questions about these portions. Okay. The question is, ER model is technique is a top-down approach, bottom-up approach, left-right approach, none of them.
A.
Yes, it is a top-down approach. Correct. Second, TPA salary should not be greater than 2,000. This is the Andhra Pradesh JTO questions. Integrity constraints, referential constraints, over-defined constraints, feasible constraints. Answer is integrity constraints. Next, the relation model uses some unfamiliar terminology. Okay, a tuple is an equivalent to a previous
Record. Record.
Record. Yes, a tuple is a record or row values. Row value. Okay. Okay. Thank you. These are the previous questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.